welcome to Trade Tech. David, if you could just start by telling us a little bit about yourself and your role within the company.
Yeah, I work for Invesco Perpetual. I run equity trading for the EMEA region. I have a team of 7 equity specialists, including myself. We're based in both Henley-on-Thames and in the West End in London. I've been with Invesco for about 13 years. Prior to that, I was involved in a little exchange called TradePoint, which we built in the mid-90s. Started life on the floor of the London Stock Exchange as a blue button. So I've been in the business for something in excess of 30 years now, for my sins.
You could say a veteran in the best possible sense. So you're on an interesting panel debate today. Oxford-style debate, talking about high-touch trading. Can you run us through some of the benefits of high-touch trading?
Yeah, as we had the debate this morning, the motion was whether high-touch trading for less liquid stocks was the only way forward. Now, each stock has its own tactic. Sometimes it's right to use high-touch broking, the old-fashioned broking, trying to find the other side of the trade. The motion against the motion were providers of technology, the dark pools and such like. It was interesting that I think what did come out is it's very much horses for courses. Some stocks, some trades need a much more delicate touch. They trade infrequently when you're talking about many multiples of average daily volume. To work an order through an algorithm or just to hope that you might find the other side in the dark pool is sometimes never going to happen. So I stood by a traditional stockbroker whose job it is to, what we say, find the bodies, where the bodies are buried. Stocks that might be laying dormant for ages and ages, positions that have been forgotten about, they know where to go. We narrowly lost the motion, and I think there's merit in that. And you need to have the whole armory, if you like, at your disposal as a buy-side trader nowadays. You need to have the algorithmics, the low-touch algorithms, the dark pools, and also the use of some of the more intense high-touch brokers out there as well. So it did go to prove that we're at a technology conference as well. So I think the world has moved on. It's not just the high-touch broker now that is the only way, although they do perform an incredibly useful service to us.
So no one size fits all, but no. Certainly
every order has its own tactic.
An audience divided as well, pretty much 50-50, but from my vantage point. What is the next type of, speaking of technology though, what is the next type of technology that you see your firm investing in?
Well, we moved towards, as most of the buy side have now, we have an order management system, obviously, as everyone does, but we've been looking very closely at our current execution management systems. We're a global firm. So we're looking for the sort of solution that is global, that is scalable. Obviously, it's multi-asset. We're not just equities. I mean, I'm responsible for the equity side in Europe, but we have derivatives traders, we have currency traders, we have a number of asset classes that are now being traded through the global trading team, and we need a single product that's suitable for everything. So that's been the main challenge. It's more sort of last year's challenge, but it's when you're dealing with a firm as big as us, it takes a long time to actually choose the correct product. So a versatile platform in a sense. Speaking of challenges and opportunities, what do you see being the main ones this year? Well, liquidity is always an issue. I think looking at the time of year, we've just gone through quite a buoyant and last quarter of last year and first quarter of this year. There's been a lot of business. Markets have been fairly good as well. Liquidity will start to tail off. There's no doubt about it. It always does every year. The summer comes along. The old adage of sell in May and go away is true most years. I think the biggest challenge is going to be seeking liquidity, which follows on from what we were talking about this morning, and we'll continue to talk about as well. Technology is getting to I'd say we're at a saturation point, but technology has come an awful long way to help us manage order flow and seek liquidity where it's necessary. But I think the biggest challenge is going to be finding the other side of the trade.
Thanks so much for your time, and enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks.